Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. I hope you guys are having a lovely week so far. It is Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, and it is just after 10 p.m. out there on the East Coast. It is officially late night for you guys, but just after dinner time here for us on Pacific time. And you know what's unfortunate, guys? I realized, like, with 5 seconds left that I filled my water and didn't grab it. I have no water. I've got a little bit of coffee in my cup, and we'll see how this works. We'll see how it works now, won't we? I'm a bit nervous. You know, I talk a lot here, so hopefully no headaches get induced or anything crazy like that. But anyways, sounds like a personal problem for me now, doesn't it? I hope you guys have an awesome day, or I hope you've had an awesome day so far. I hope you guys are ready for some fun. This is something kind of silly. Somebody suggested it in one of our chats. I can't remember if it was Ryan. Ryan, was it you that had suggested having you guys rank my top 20 films of all time? I know somebody suggested it last week. I figured let's just jump in and have at it, right? Let you guys rank my top 20. Now, I haven't ranked them myself yet. So what I'm going to do, what I thought would be fun, is have you guys rank them, and then I'll jump in and I'll be like, all right, this is where I would put them. And you know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing would be fun. And then I guess I have to check on the poll here in the audience, or for, you know, over there for you guys, because let's see here. Should we cover the big horror news before or after the Tiermaker? 18 votes. It looks like most of you guys, 72% of y'all, want me to talk about news first. We do have a couple bigger items. I mean, obviously the Evil Dead trailer finally officially came out. Finally, even though I've been duking it out with Sony over that thing. Of course, the Clayface trailer. We got, you know, the Curry Barker announcement to helm a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film for A24, and we even got a kind of date for Heart Eyes too. Wow. All right, so there we are, and so we'll talk a little bit about the news. I'm going to jump in and say what's up to you guys, but of course, really quick, as always, I just want to remind y'all, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss anything, especially if I, you know, put up a stream last minute or something crazy like that. And if you're watching after the fact, thank you so very much. It really does mean a lot, especially to smaller channels. When you know, watch on the replay is massive for live streams, because a lot of times they just die right down. So thank you so very much for checking out the replay. Again, hit the like button, all that fun stuff. Hit the hype button if you're really digging what we do here at the channel. We are trying to get this community growing and growing. And guys, we had a really slow start to April. I was totally heartbroken over just looking at the numbers completely stagnating. I've been having computer issues that I've told you guys about a little bit, and I haven't been able to make as much pre-recorded content. So I'm in the midst of resolving all that and getting more pre-recorded content out of there. And we just had a real nice boom here on the channel because of the Evil Dead Burn teaser trailer, which is awesome. So I want us to hit 3,000 subs by my birthday, which is May 18th. And we are over 2,900. We cleared 2,900 over the weekend. So thank you guys so very much. We're less than 100 away. I think we can do it. I'm going to pledge to just keep on doing my thing. And if you guys keep on doing your thing, I think we're going to get there. So thank you guys so very much for everything you've done up to this point. Obviously, you guys are such a huge part of the live streams. You're such a huge part of the channel's success. The channel's nothing without you guys. So thank you so very much for everything up to this point. And thank you for everything you're going to do to help push us past that milestone. And gosh, hopefully it's just more milestones and more fun and all that kind of fun stuff. And then, of course, another thing I want to mention, because I've talked about it a little bit. Last October, I did a charity fundraiser. It was like a 11-hour marathon. I had a whole bunch of content creators on. We talked about horror, like favorite horror movies through every decade of our lives, which was really fun. It was a lot of, you know, work, but fun work, right? And we raised money for the St. Mary's Food Bank here in the Phoenix area. They, you know, help feed families in need, essentially, since 1967. And they're called St. Mary's because there was a church here in Phoenix that donated a building and I think $5,000 to them in 1967 to get started. So they kept the namesake as a tribute to the folks who helped them get started. They don't You know, it's about helping everyone that needs help. It's not about, there's no preference for this person or that person. So they're a wonderful organization. They're one of the most reputable, I mean, probably the most reputable food bank in the country, I would imagine. And they're the first food bank in the country. They might even be the first food bank in the world. Don't quote me on that, but I would not be surprised. Anywho, the whole point of me saying that is on Friday, May 1st, we're doing our halfway to Halloween. So every Halloween and every halfway to Halloween, I'm going to do a charity. If as the channel gets bigger and bigger, I want to do more fundraisers for more groups of people. So we're just kind of getting started, getting the ball rolling. We're going to hop back on with St. Mary's. They still have our website humming, so we're going to be able to raise more money for them. Every dollar donated provides 5 meals. It's fucking incredible what they do. So on Friday, May 1st, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to watch Halloween 1, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, and Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. That's right. We're going to watch 5 Halloween movies for halfway to Halloween. We're going to watch that Loomis timeline. I'm so excited to check it out with you guys, and hopefully you can get me through Halloween 5. So anyways, that stream is built. It's up on the channel. I will share it on the community tab. Feel free to share it yourself if you want to bring more people in. I'm going to shut off super chats and shut off like all the ad revenue kind of nonsense and all that stuff. The stream will be just about pointing people in the direction of where they can donate to St. Mary's. So that's what it's going to be about. Friday, May 1st. If you love the Halloween movies, you like spooky season, you want to celebrate it just for fun, or you want to help somebody out who could really need it, it's a great time to help some neighbors out. So there you go. There's my pitch. There's my commercial, all that kind of fun stuff. I'm going to say what's up to you guys. Then we're going to get rolling with some news. How about it? Oh, and I do have a super chat goal up there. If you guys would like me to do a bonus stream on Saturday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, another little late night, then if we get 5 super chats of $5 or more, that'll happen. If it doesn't, not a big deal. I'm super pumped to be hanging out with you right now, and I could probably find something to do on Saturday night. So no worries, but if you want that, it's there for you. How about it? We got Mr. Like It or Not jumping on in, says, we'll be watching. Oh, yes. I like this guy. I'm doing Weatherman. I need to do Weatherman. I'm doing non-Weatherman. I like this guy, Mr. Like It or Not. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Hope you're doing well. We got Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Antonis? Lamontre Gillard. How are you doing, Lamontre? Nicholas Woodall says, hi, Davey. I bought the Jaws mug from your store. I like it a lot. Hell yeah, Nicholas. I really love that one too. Though you're going to need a bigger boat with the Davey Deathray boat logo and everything on the other side. I think that one's pretty snazzy. Guys, if you don't know, I do have a merch shop and they're awesome. Their Fourth Wall does incredible work. They're very speedy with their deliveries. I'm able to apply discounts for channel members and all that kind of fun stuff. There's a link in the description below. It's been a while since I've harped on the merch and everything. Maybe I should do a little bit of a rehaul and cleanup and kind of show it off again to you guys. But thank you so much, Nicholas. I'm glad you dig the mug. I've been very pleased with the quality of everything I've seen coming out of the shop. We got Linda hanging out, one of our great channel members. What's happening, Linda? Says, howdy, everyone. Hope you're all having an awesome week so far. I hope you're having an awesome week, Linda. Oh yeah, Twin. What's happening to you? Another one of our great channel members. Welcome on in. We got Horror Becomes Her. How are you doing, Kim? Another one of our great channel members. Let's see what else we've got here. Ooh, I've seen some trailers for Yeti. Isn't Walton Goggins in that movie? I mean, if Walton Goggins is in the movie, I'm going to watch the movie. I think he is an incredible performer. He is so charismatic. I love everything he brings. I mean, him in Hateful Eight is just, oh my gosh. I mean, Hateful Eight's great anyways, but wow. We got Lenny hanging out, another one of our great channel members. How you doing, Lenny? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. We got Big Rod Reviews, one of the OG, probably one of the first 3 to 5 channel members right there. Hope you're doing well, Big Rod. Great to see you. We got Carrie Craves Cinema hanging out. And she watched Yeti. It is really good. Yeah, it looked really cool to me. I like a good, low budge, not many locations, or, this is how the trailer makes it look. Not many locations, relatively small cast, isolation, creature feature. I grew up in Southeast Alaska. So Yeti and like Kushtaka and like those kinds of like, zoological creature or cryptozoological creatures are very fascinating to me and super fun stuff. Let's see who else we got rocking on out with us. Carrie, I saw that you had become a channel member once again. Thank you so much. I'll just bring a random one of her chats up here just to say thank you for becoming a channel member again. Horror becomes her drop in the Coke can. I love it. I think that's one of our specialty little emojis here. We got Theron the Brutal. What's happening, Theron? Hope you're doing well, man. Welcome on in. I know you've been not feeling so hot lately. Hopefully you're on the mend. And, hopefully we can provide you with some relief or joy or rejuvenation, something fun like that. We got Jason Carpenter hanging out, another one of our great channel members. Says, what's up, Davey? It's been a minute, man. Hope all is well. Yeah, it has been a minute, Jason. Thank you so much for jumping on in, man. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being a channel member. And yeah, this should be pretty damn fun. Pretty damn fun. Don't be a stranger. Don't be a stranger, Jason. I have not seen Teeth. I saw that comment earlier. I saw that comment. I was lurking as I was getting ready. You know me. Yeah, I'm totally aware of it. I have not yet seen it though. I mean, there's just so many movies I haven't seen. What am I at right now? I've watched 122 movies this year that I've never seen. I've watched other movies that I already have seen, but 122 that I've never seen, guys. So, we're crushing it. Just lately, it was Bird with the Crystal Plumage from Dario Argento. Waxwork 2, Lost in Time. I saw Hokum like 11 days early, and Graduation Day. God, it's been rough. Other than Hokum, it's been some rough experiences with the watches. I don't know why I want to call it Girl with the Crystal Plumage. The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, not as good as advertised, unfortunately. I've seen a hell of a lot better from Dario Argento. I'll say that. Ooh, I've heard really funny things about that. Yes, Sean, welcome on in, man. It is all genres, guys. It's going to be, horror. I mean, pretty much horror, comedy, thriller. There may be one movie you could consider a drama in there, a little adventure-y. There's nothing like, you'll see. I was thinking about sharing all the movies with you guys, but I kind of just wanted to surprise you. Yeah, I'm going to have to check this one out, Jason. I won't be able to check it out tomorrow, I don't think. Maybe I will. Yeah, I've heard that it's absolutely hilarious. I think, what is it? Samara Weaving and Jason Segel. I mean, Jason Segel's fucking hilarious. Loved him since SLC Punk, Freaks and Geeks, all that kind of good stuff. Oh, Sean, you're too sweet. I know. I might have to go grab the water, guys. I'll say hi to you guys first. And I'll put on a little like commercial or some sort of fun video, and then I'll go grab the water. What's happening, Jamie? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. One of our great channel members, one of the OGs, our very OG Death Squad mod. Hope you're doing well, Jamie. I hope you don't hate my top 20. We got Piss Stoppers in, aka Ryan. What's happening, Ryan? Welcome on in, man. Look at that physique, guys. The dude is just jacked. Straight, pure jackage. I know that sounds really dirty. I just mean it like, ripped and muscular. There she is. Thank you so much, Carrie. Really do appreciate you. That's awesome. You guys have been amazing. The channel memberships that have been coming in it's just so cool to see. And it's, for how down I was at the beginning of the month, to have the sub count jump like 100 subs from a short and a video definitely reinvigorated me and lit a fire under my ass that was like, hey dude, when you do this thing and you apply yourself, people respond and they like it. So keep applying the pressure to that gas pedal. Yeah, it's an incredible, I mean, if you have any sort of trepidation about something like that, you can always look them up there. They are awesome at what they do. And even cooler, they provided us with our own QR code that goes right to a website. They set it up for us. They were very, very helpful and very sweet. There wasn't some sort of weird, like, oh, horror talk. What is this? We got Ryan Michael dropping a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Ryan. Really do appreciate you. Oh, he's so amazing. He's not in Yeti. Okay, why did I think he was in Yeti? Is there somebody that looks like him? Was he really not in Yeti? I mean, I figured it was Alaska or Canada, right? I am a lurky McLurker. I don't need to see teeth. Sometimes I just got. I mean, I think I understand what the plot probably entails. You know, we got Sean jumping in, says Hokum was good. What did you think of the trailer for Leviticus? Did they even? I don't know if they showed that before ours. I think I saw the trailer for it online. Gosh, Sean, thank you so much, by the way, for jumping on in. I'm just trying to remember. I don't know if Joe from Media Poop Shoots here. We saw Hokum together at the AMC Scream Unseen. I can't remember if there was a trailer for that, or maybe we were just like chit-chatting. But I've read about it on Bloody Disgusting, and I don't really know too much about Leviticus, though. I've seen it getting a little bit of buzz, but I haven't really dove in yet. This is why we like you, Davey. You aren't afraid to tell the truth about a movie. Go against the grain. Many hype movies that honestly don't deserve the hype. Oh, are you talking? Well, and it's, man, I was so bummed out because I really I love Giallos, and I love most of what I've seen from Dario Argento, and I know that his track record, gets spotty after a certain year. But most of everything I've seen, I've really enjoyed, right? I think Tenebrae and Deep Red. I mean, Deep Red is one of the best Giallos I've ever seen. I thought it was fucking fantastic. I even really like Opera. That was one of his that kind of surprised me. I think that's late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, man, Bird with the Crystal Plumage was just, it meandered way too much. There was there's a cool story there and a cool movie there. Argento just didn't quite crack it. And I guess you could say the same thing about Blood and Black Lace if you really wanted to be a harsh critic. But I think Blood and Black Lace, first off, it's from 10 years previous. It is the first Giallo. The lighting and color in Blood and Black Lace is just mesmerizing. And even though it does have a soap opera-y kind of quality to it, the mystery moves along a lot quicker than something like Bird with the Crystal Plumage. But I really do appreciate that, Jamie. I meant to leave your chat up there. I'm sorry that I took it off while I was addressing it. I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I do appreciate that. And what's really cool, guys, is I've seen, there have been a handful of people that have reached out and they're just like, hey man, I really appreciate that you don't pander. It's really simple shit. And I'm not, it's not my job to go around accusing anyone else of pandering, but I mean, clearly, there are people that do. Anywho, M19 says, did you see the Clayface teaser? I did. And we will talk about Clayface. And welcome on in, M19. What's happening, Corey? How are you doing? We got Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music. Guys, I like Corey's style. Super chill. Very much just hanging out with the community. Talking physical media, talking love of movies. He does panels and all sorts of fun stuff too. But when it's just him, man, it is just rocking on a porch with a buddy, sipping on some iced tea. It is a great time. If somebody can share that link in the chat, that would be great. I'm sure somebody already has. It's wild. It's been, I almost, no joke, guys, at the beginning of the month, because of some stuff, I was just do I want to keep on doing this? Honestly, I thought about shutting it down. Didn't say anything about that, but I thought about it. So I'm glad that I stuck through, and let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's see who else we got here. We got Eli Cortez, one of our great channel members, and Death Squad mods. What's happening, Eli? Welcome. We got Nanette in the house, another one of our great channel members. What's happening, Nanette? Christine hanging out. She is happy that I no longer just have a mustache. Welcome on in, Christine. Stay gold, Davey, says Ryan with another $5. Thank you so much, Ryan. You're way too sweet. Appreciate you. He's watching Michael. Media Poop Shoot is watching Michael. Oh, the movie Michael. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I have zero interest in music biopics. Musician biopics are immediately throw them in the trash for me. I don't even want to watch it. fuck those kinds of movies. They're all so terrible and like so filled with inaccuracies and lies, even more than just regular based on a true story. Like the musician ones, like take it to the nth degree. You remember that song, The Nth Degree by the band Morningwood? Oh my God, what a fucking catchy song. What an amazing one-hit wonder they had there. I might see it. I just want to make sure I've said hi to everyone. Guys, I might go grab my water. Don't hate me. But I want to say hi to everyone. I'll let you guys chill and chat with each other while I do that really quick. Tia drops a $5 super chat and says, Davey, I found your channel from your fundraiser last fall. There you go. You know, it really helped with a bump on just exposure and a bump with the channel as far as all that goes, which was awesome. You know, you always hope that there's going to be some sort of benefit to the channel and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know, very few things in this world are like 100% altruistic, but the idea behind doing the marathon, the genesis of it came from Tom Grossi. Tom Grossi Comedy is the name of his channel. He's a big time football YouTuber. The guy is like up in the stratosphere. He's amazing. I love what he does. And he does so much charity work for St. Jude's and other charities as well. But he's raised like over $1 million for St. Jude's. And so I was like, man, my channel's not as big as Tom's, but I think I could do something. Like helping feed people would be better than not. Like, I don't know, just might as well. And as the channel continues to grow, we'll do more. And hopefully we will, have more and more people joining us as we go. Can't shut down Davey. We got Obsession in May to talk about. That's right. I know. I just had some things to think about. And I thought about them, and I decided to forge ahead, and that you guys are not just worth it, but that you guys, all the criticism that I can throw at myself and all that kind of stuff, or, the way I can feel about how this is all going, like, you guys alleviate that. So everyone deals with self-doubt for one reason or another, imposter syndrome, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what, every time I hop in a live, I'm still having fun with you guys. And I love the sense of community that we've got. So I'm sticking with it. And yeah, we're going to keep on going. Okay, cool, guys. We're going to get into some horror news here. I'm going to just run out and grab my water really quick. I'm trying to think of like, what should I put on? Here's what I'll do, guys, is I will put on oh man, I thought I had it uploaded in here. I had uploaded one of my shorts and it looks like it's not here anymore. So I don't know what happened. But guys, I'm just going to do this kind of thing and I'll be right back. All right. See you. All right, there we are. Not so bad, right? Not so bad. Okay, guys, I have blah, blah, blah for way too long. You guys are so sweet. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you for the support, just as far as, all the self-doubt stuff and all that. I really do appreciate it. We got Hollywood Lido hanging out, our good bud Lido, one of our great channel members here. He says, self-doubt is my middle name these days. Hi, Davey. Hi, all. Dude, it is just... so guys, I'm going to take a minute, guys, and let me just kind of collect my thoughts here really quick. The version that you guys get of me on here, maybe it's accentuated, or certain parts of my personality are accentuated. I don't play a character on my live streams, but I'm a bit of a character, and I definitely, sometimes you put a little more sweetness on whatever you're doing, right? So there are, I've got my quiet times, I've got my times where I get totally overwhelmed, anxiety, whatever. I'm no different from anyone else in that way, and it's just kind of like finding ways to navigate it and finding ways to deal with it, finding, you know, mantras or things you can say to yourself to get you through the tougher times, or maybe just having, you know, someone that you know you can go lean on or vent to and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, you go through some stagnation with something like this, and, you know, some negativity could swirl around you, and then it just turns into a fucking spiral, right? But seriously, guys, you know, you all have gotten me through so much kind of bullshit and all that kind of stuff in my life, and ultimately I was like, you know what, like this, it feels right to keep on doing this, and it feels right to keep on doing it with you guys and to keep this thing going. So anyone that doesn't want to be on this train, they are, you know, you're always free to hop off. You don't have to come along for the ride, but you are welcome. And let's have some fucking fun. I love you guys too, Eli, especially you. We love Eli. We love him. Shane says Tom does great stuff for charity, but is a Packers fan. Barf, barf, bear down. Hey, well, you know what? At least you guys got like a damn good team now, Shane. So you can talk your shit because the Bears look legit, and that rhymes. So you know it's true. Yes, it is. Thank you for sharing that, Eli. Yeah, I'll see you in the kitchen with the knife. It's great. It's great stuff. I've left you unsupervised. Yeah, everyone else did. You guys all jump in and be like turds, butts, balls. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Jamie. And I'm glad that your messages aren't censored over here. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate you. Yeah, and that's somebody that's like, you know, we worked together and knew each other in real life. So he's seen all the different, you know, kind of flavors and stuff. So I know that not all of you guys get to see that, but I'm not just some brash loudmouth guy that jokes around and all the time. I'm not that way, but I'll try to get away with it as much as I can. If I can run away from the consequential and talk about the inconsequential, oh baby, absolutely, Carrie, absolutely. Oh, you guys are amazing. Yeah, thank you all so much. And I know here we are, a half hour. I haven't even really gotten into the stream yet, but whatever. We're every now and then you just kind of have to, you know, State of the Union kind of thing, or just, you know, I used to be a lot more frequently. I feel like I would sort of do the dump and, you know, the emotional dump with you guys and talk about my feelings and everything going on. And I didn't shy away from it because I'm like, oh, that's like dumb. I was just like, oh man, you're kind of doing that a lot. And why don't you just save it for every now and again, right? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's really funny. That's really funny. On some channels where I'm a moderator, it'll be like, will you let this message through? And I look at the message and I'm like, I don't see anything there. I don't know why it's asking me for approval. Watching my Thunder sweep the Suns. There you go. Being a Cowboys fan has sucked since the late 90s. I'm a Redskins fan. So, I mean, yeah, we had a good year the other year, but if they can't get back this year, then I'm going to be worried. I don't like our head coach, by the way. But fuck the Cowboys. No, I don't even have to be angry about the Cowboys because they just they tie their own shoelaces together and like fall on their faces like all by themselves. I don't even have to worry. Like even if they beat the Skins, it's like, well, have fun doing nothing else for the rest of the year. So yeah, but I love you, Theron. So please don't jump ship just because I'm a Redskins fan and not a Cowboys fan. Please don't. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and jump on over to some horror news. How about it? I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do a little something else. Gosh, what do we do? What do we do here? What do we want to talk about first? Let's just talk about the obvious first. We might as well, right? There's no reason to like pussyfoot around it or anything like that. I think that's what we want. Okay, cool. All right. And let me do a little something else. I think that's it right there. There we go. Okay. All right, guys. Let's jump into some horror news. I see there's 33 people hanging out. Really quick before I jump in, hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get to 3,000 before May 18th. It might seem arbitrary, but it's just my birthday. So, I mean, it is arbitrary. It's fucking super arbitrary. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's jump on in. Okay. Well, it's no secret that I'm very, very excited for this news, guys. I mean, even last week at CinemaCon, there was word about the Evil Dead Burn trailer being debuted there. And then we found out, once Lee Cronin's The Mummy came out on Friday, that what they saw at CinemaCon is like this Red Band trailer. It's totally gnarly. I've heard some people kind of describe a few things that happen in that trailer, but I've not seen it yet. And the Green Band trailer is fucking fantastic. So they finally released it to everyone, all of us. I had my video taken down and everything because Sony doesn't like me. WB doesn't like me either. So I think that's another part of it. But I'm so excited for this movie. I guess we can try to watch it here on the show. They'll probably block it as well. But let's go ahead and just read the article, read what they've got here. Check out the teaser if you guys would like. We've got a headline that reads, Evil Dead Burn teaser trailer and official plot synopsis have been unleashed. And this one comes to us by way of John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. What a great shot from the end of the trailer. It's a little out of focus here on the website, but whatever. I'm sure they're pulling it from a screenshot. And the article reads, the first teaser trailer for Evil Dead Burn debuted in theaters ahead of Lee Cronin's The Mummy over the weekend, and now it's available to watch online. Check it out below. The sixth film in the horror franchise was originally set for theatrical release on July 24th, 2026 from New Line and Warner Brothers, but it will now possess theaters July 10th, 2026. And you know, it was your boy Davey Deathray that broke that news. I mean, not really, but I did get on Twitter right after seeing the trailer and put that, hey, according to the trailer, it's been bumped up 2 weeks to July 10th, 2026. So there we go. And yes, that does mean we're getting Evil Dead Burn 2 weeks earlier than expected. And the teaser is very short, offering just enough deadite carnage to whet your appetite. It offers up a killer, unbroken shot of a young woman attempting to escape from a house that seems to be absolutely infested with deadites, with torn up bodies dropping all around her. And here is the plot synopsis for Evil Dead Burn. Evil Dead Burn unleashes the franchise's most savage and terrifying ride to date, blazing onto big screens with an all-new chapter of carnage and demonic mayhem. After the loss of her husband, a woman seeks solace with her in-laws in their secluded family home. As one by one, they are transformed into deadites, turning the gathering into a family reunion from hell. She comes to discover that the vows she took in life live on, even in death. All right. Well, that's interesting. That's a little bit more than what I had read just over the weekend, which was basically like a woman goes to her in-laws' house and then deadite shit starts happening. And then, of course, the person directing, or, you know, the person who directed Evil Dead Burn is Sebastian Vanacek, who impressed horror fans, including Sam Raimi, with his debut feature Infested back in 2024. I just watched Infested for the first time last week. I thought it was good, and I could definitely see, like, you know, it didn't completely blow me away, but I could tell, I was like, man, I get why this guy was brought in to do Evil Dead, because he's very much got that Sam Raimi influence in the way that he shoots, and Infested is super intense. I think it ran a little bit long for me. That's like the quote, that's like the Davey quote of every movie review ever. You know, ran a touch long for me, but I did really enjoy it. I think I gave it 3 stars. So I'm very much looking forward to what he did with Evil Dead Burn, and I just want to make sure that we're not going to ruin Jamie's night if we show the trailer. There you go. Okay, Jamie, I see your thing. I'll show the trailer here while you are using the facilities. Let's put a pause on the music, guys, and then let's come on down here. Come on down. Okay, well, chill out. Let's make it all big screen for you. Okay, guys, here we go. This is the trailer. I'm sure you guys have seen it. The teaser trailer for Evil Dead Burn. Let's check it out together. I'll talk over it, probably. Love the wintry setting. I do. And, you know, I'm just going to say, a lot of stuff in this house and the outside of the house itself looks like Ruby's house from Evil Dead. Sorry, I just blew the doors off the place there. But, guys, I'm thinking about putting together a little video, because more and more when I watch this, I'm thinking that we're entering Evil Dead 2 kind of vibe. Evil Dead 2, Ash versus Evil Dead. And I think we're going to get the Necronomicon from the original trilogy. Technically, it looks different in all 3 movies, but it is the same book. I love all this continuous shot stuff with, like, you know, it's like watching a live stage performance. The crew, the performers, everyone's got to be on good timing. That means that this thing is rehearsed for probably days, right? I mean, because you have, you know, the place is falling apart. You've got people falling from all sorts of, you know, from all over the place, from falling from the ceiling. I'm gonna run it back, and we'll do it another time. We'll watch it another time here. But I'm really digging the vibes here. And yeah, the way the Deadites look. There's the one guy that falls into frame and then gets yanked out, and it looks like he's like transitioning to Deadite because his eyes are all like white and cloudy, and it's a very Evil Dead 2 white and cloudy. I know I'm being very specific, but I watch these movies a lot, and they each do have like their own, you know, kind of just style. But yeah, this is incredibly intense. The continuous shot is great. It's an awesome concept. That window in the background there, that diamond-shaped window, is one of the clues that this could be Ruby's house from the TV show. That guy looks like he's got cloudy deadite eyes. Just saying. So initially, I thought this was going to be more like 2013 Evil Dead Rise, and it may provide like the gore to that level, but like floating deadite, all that kind of stuff, like I am getting an Evil Dead 2 vibe. I'm curious to know what you guys have to say about all of that. I'm going to jump into the chat and we will figure it out here. But yeah, guys, Evil Dead Burn. I'm so pumped. I mean, I mean, right there. That's all you need to know. And The Evil Dead is one of my favorite movies of all time. So this one I'm very much looking forward to. Who am I kidding? I'm going to watch the Red Band trailer when it's available. That is an inevitability, and I'll probably cover it and all that stuff. But the anticipation for this movie is just off the charts for me. So, and then it'll be anticipation ramp up for Evil Dead Wrath in 2028 after that. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. So jump on into the comments below. Let me know your thoughts down there. And I'm going to hop on over to the live chat and see what they're saying. All right, guys, what do we got? What do we got from y'all? Jamie, were you able to avoid it all? I hope so. I hope so. Have a good sleep, Sean. Thank you so much for hanging out, man. Dylan says, I hope there's a plan for this franchise besides just having a bunch of standalone sequels. I mean, it could be cool. Like, I'm not against them being connected. I'm also like totally okay with them being standalones for sure. I think having standalone sequels is one way to make a franchise kind of live forever, because you're not telling one filmmaker that they have to be completely beholden to another filmmaker's work or story or lore. I mean, I guess the lore is pretty much kind of tightly done now, but then it's just the sort of genre that you choose to portray Evil Dead in. And then like the time and place, like what year, you know? This Evil Dead Burn could be a prequel to the first movie. It could be a prequel to Ash vs. Evil Dead. It could be like an in-betweener. Like, we don't know when the movie takes place, right? So I kind of like that about it, Dylan. And I completely respect that you want there to be a plan, and I totally get that. When it comes to stuff like Halloween, like, yeah, I do like the David Gordon Green movies, but it would have been, I think they would have been better even if they had gone through with their original plan, but they kind of played around with it. Star Wars, they did the same thing with like no planning and it all went to shit. So I totally get that. I think Evil Dead's pretty unique though. I think you look at 2013, you look at Rise, you look at the original trilogy, and you look at what we've seen from Burn so far, and they all feel like they live in the same world, but they're not necessarily like dependent on one another. And I kind of like that. I want to know what Jamie thinks about that, because Jamie's, she's voiced a lot of times like she's ready for like the big frame, Halloween, just take a break. Like, you don't need any more. But I'm curious because Jamie's also a huge Evil Dead fan. Like, how do you feel about it, Jamie? Do you want them to be connected? Do you want them to just be kind of like a la carte? And then that, like, would that keep it fresh for you? When I think about it hypothetically in my head, I'm like, man, if every movie could be a different time and place and a totally different, like, just almost like a novella, like you're just reading a short story about the one time this one book showed up and all this crap happened to these people, I kind of like that. I could watch that forever. I'll be there. I will totally be there. But thank you so much for jumping on in, Dylan. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. We got Gory Tiger hanging out. What's happening, Gory? We got Prince in the house. What's happening, Prince? Yeah, the Floating Deadites, great. Ryan says definitely an Evil Dead 2 vibe. Oh, did I? Well, I did read it, and dude, I gotta say this: the clickbaiters, they fucking drive me nuts. They drive me nuts, and I try not to let that stuff bother me. So what I did, guys, is before jumping into this live stream, I shot a little video where I am purposely over the top and very, very jokey, and I let my aggression out in a more comedic, snarky fashion. Because yes, just like it happens all the time, especially in horror, it seems like this happens a lot. One person says a little something and then people completely take it out of context. Maybe they have bad reading comprehension because the clickbaiters will be like, oh, he said this thing and it means this. And it's like, you shouldn't do that with people's words. It ain't right. And I know we're just talking about movies, but it's still like, it's embellishing, it's half truths, which are lies, and it's whatever. Basically, I'll boil it down for you there, Kim, is he just said like, yeah, I put those little fun things in my movies. I like to think that all of my movies are connected. You know, it's like every director probably. But yeah, that kind of stuff. Not gonna lie, low key brings my piss to a boil. The clickbaity kind of stuff that's like just lies. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like the self-contained stories they're going with, but I wouldn't mind if they connected. Yeah, I would. You know what? I would love if Mia comes back from like Evil Dead 2013. Like, I'd love her to come back. I'm totally cool with some crossovers and stuff like that if they find a good way to work it. It's not necessary, but yeah, I would love to have Jane Levy come back. She's fucking incredible. So there you go. Okay, I just want to get Jamie's word here. I want them to be connected at least through the Book of the Dead. I'm sick of franchises, but I'm less bothered by Evil Dead sequels. They haven't exhausted it to death yet. Well, and that's the cool thing is they have 3 volumes of the book. So that's really cool. Is like going forward, we can, as fans, we can be like, ooh, which book is it going to be? Because in Evil Dead Rise, they specifically said 3 volumes. So that means, at least as far as we know, they're not going to be adding any or anything like that. So that's kind of cool. It sets some ground rules, you know, some sort of confinement. So that'll be cool to be like, which book are we going to get? Which flavor of Evil Dead are we going to get? At some point, we could see another Evil Dead movie like Army of Darkness, and I wouldn't be against that. Like, if that happens every 4th or 5th movie, hell yeah! Like, let's shake it up. Let's have some fun. Like, let's not do the same thing over and over again just because I prefer the serious stuff when it comes to Evil Dead. I don't want that to be all there is. You know, like, I love that Evil Dead is what it is. You know, I might have my favorites, but I like it all. It's kind of like a band. Like, you might be like, that's my favorite record, but I don't want to get rid of any of the records. Like, I love NoFX, even the bad records I like. But let's go ahead and jump on over to the next story, guys. Let's take a look at this Clayface. How about a little Clayface? Let me do this. And let me actually remember to bring you guys on over as well. There we go. All right. I'm curious to know, which one of you guys or how many of y'all have seen this yet. We will take a look at the trailer. But yeah, let's do this the right way. Well, it's not often that we get to talk about comic book news here on a horror-leaning channel and everything like that, but this is really cool, guys, because we've heard about this Clayface movie being in development for a while. You know, there's been talks. Like, Mike Flanagan entered the picture maybe a couple years ago, and I think initially it was like, oh, he's, writing and directing is on the table and everything like that. And about a year ago or so, we learned that he was still writing the movie and he wasn't going to direct it. Which is still great news because he's an incredibly, powerful voice in horror, especially, last 10, 15 years or so. So this is really cool to see this coming to us from John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. The headline reads, Clayface teaser trailer, DC unleashes a full-on body horror nightmare this Halloween. So let's take a look at Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. This is Clayface. Sorry, it's not Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. It is not Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight. Who's he looking at? Is he looking at a news report of himself? I guess we'll never know. I don't know. But let's jump into the article here. It says, Matt Hagen is experiencing a true body horror nightmare in the first teaser trailer for DC horror movie Clayface. And we invite you to check out this gnarly first look at the film below. As we hoped, DC is in I'm just all jacked up. As we hope, DC is indeed moving fully into body horror territory with Clayface, which will release only in theaters on October 23rd, 2026. Tom Reese-Harris stars as Clayface. James Watkins directs from a script by Mike Flanagan and Hossein Amini. Okay, so I thought that Flanagan wrote it himself. I didn't know that there was somebody else that came in. But I don't know really what that means, but I don't think it could be a bad thing. I trust in Flanagan. I'm not the, a lot of people are like, oh my God, Mike Flanagan. I haven't seen all his movies, I'm just going to say, but everything I've seen of his, I really like. And I'm gonna watch the other ones, guys, don't worry. But I do trust in him and his sensibilities. The article continues by saying the project is being compared to David Cronenberg's The Fly. That's like arguably the greatest remake of all time, and it almost made my top 20, guys. That's how much I love David Cronenberg's The Fly. So this is tracking with this is resonating with what I like to see. And the article says, described as DC Studios' first ever foray into the genre, Clayface unravels one man's horrifying descent from rising Hollywood star to revenge-filled monster in a story that explores the loss of one's identity and humanity, corrosive love, and the dark underbelly of scientific ambition. Man, it's packing in a lot. And I gotta say, from what I see in the trailer here, like, I'm very, very encouraged by what we're getting. I'm gonna make sure that the audio doesn't just completely make everyone deaf. And really quick, I want to just have us take a look at the poster, which is killer. Awesome. I love it. I'm a bit, I guess it's obvious. I'm a big Evil Dead fan. I am a big body horror guy, so I dig where they're going with this. I'm going to put a pause on the music and let's take a look here at this trailer. Jamie, I know you might have to step away again, unless you don't really, maybe Clayface will be okay for you. But here we go, guys. Let's jump on in to the teaser for Clayface. It is an unsettling, like, it is, it's really good acting for laying in a hospital and anything for the movie. You know what I mean? Like, this is, if you know who Clayface is, you already know everything they're pretty much showing you here. So let's take another look. I mean, man, the look in his eye right there, like, it is wild the way that some performers just have, that intensity that they're able to convey through a look. So there's something here I noticed, that right there. So are they going to be, in the cartoon, it's like he basically owes a gang. They're giving him, that is fucking creepy. And I will say this, like, the visual, I think they look pretty good. Movie isn't coming out till October, and guys, they work on visual effects like right up until the movie, comes out pretty much. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the effects look even better once the movie's here on October 23rd. Yeah, guys, I don't know. What do you think of Clayface? I'm very encouraged by this one, actually. I didn't know what to expect. The DC thing is kind of odd. There's like the Matt Reeves darker side of things, there's like the Joker movies, the Batman, now we've got Clayface. Like, I really like that side of DC. Then there's the James Gunn, like, treat everything like a cartoon but still inject like adult humor. It's a little bit confusing as far as a brand goes for me right now, but I like this, and that's what I can say. I don't know if I can wholesale love everything they're doing over at DC, but man, I really like what this is looking like. And if it's going to be like The Fly, it's going to be anything like a David Cronenberg movie or a Sam Raimi movie, or if it's going to remind us of stuff like The Substance or, Together that, have come out in the last couple of years, then I am so down. And ultimately, though, I guess my big thing is, if you're going to spend time with a character like Clayface and you're going to develop this character that's, you know, not one of the big popular ones from the Rogues Gallery of Batman, I gotta see him interact with Batman at some point. So, you know, with the Joker, it's okay. We have a bunch of Joker Batman stuff out there. So the Joker movies, it's cool if Batman doesn't show up in the Joker movies and vice versa. But you can't be bringing me Clayface and then not have him meet up with the Dark Knight at some point. Like, I have to have them combine, you know, I got to have that crossover. So that's all I'm going to say. This is looking really good to me. I'm really digging what we're seeing. I'm very curious to know what you guys think. Jump on into the comments. Let me know your thoughts down there. And I'm going to jump on over to the live chat and see what they're saying. Okay, guys, let's see what you got for me on Clayface. Clayface is this exact trailer that we saw at CinemaCon. Now when it comes to Evil Dead Burn, yes, yeah, we were talking about that a little bit earlier. Still waiting for that Red Band trailer to come out. We're probably not going to get it. Maybe end of May they'll finally release it to the public. Maybe they won't. I really don't. And I don't know that I need to see it because I love that this Green Band trailer's got me sold already, Mr. Like It or Not. Welcome back in, by the way. But if it's out there, I'll watch it. Who am I kidding? Let's see here. What else? Oh, you guys are all chit-chatting with each other. We got Jigsaw hanging out. What's happening, Jiggy? Welcome on in, one of our great channel members. Slasher Fred is in the house. How are you doing, Slasher Fred? We got Sean G. Mr. G, welcome on in. Welcome. We got Billy Judd hanging with us as well. How are you doing, Billy? Did I miss anybody else? Hopefully I didn't. And it looks like I did miss some super chats though. Let's see what we got here. We got Sean G dropping a $5 Canadian. Thank you so much, Sean. And Jiggy dropping a $5. I got this feeling inside me bones. That's how I want to say it. Everyone goes electric every time I walk in and sing a song, all through the chat and the stream. Did everyone dream? I don't know if that's an actual song. Maybe I should have sung it. I got a feeling inside my bones. Everyone goes electric every time I walk in and sing a song. God, it was terrible rhythm. Or just bad syncopation on my part. So I'll just stop while I'm not ahead, but I'll just stop. Not sure if I will see this movie. I'm not familiar with the Clayface character. Is he supposed to be Burnt Harvey? No, Antonis, here's what I would say. Go check out the Batman, the animated series. There's a 2-parter called Feats of Clay, I think is what it's called, or Feet of Clay. Oh my God, it is amazing. Is it such a great story? You will fall in love with the Clayface character, a tragic villain. I love a tragic villain. If they were going to go older with Clayface, which is how he's portrayed in the animated series, it's an older actor that applies this makeup so he can play younger roles. Josh Brolin would have been perfect, because if you look at the animated series, like the look, that square jaw, that square Brolinian jaw. Brolinian, I made that up. Somebody let Josh know that I've got a nice little phrase to describe something that looks like him. Okay, guys, let's just cover one more. Let's jump into the heat of the matter after that, but let's talk about Curry Barker and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I guess really quick, just before we do that, I don't need to cover the story. There's not much of a story, guys. Heart Eyes 2, or whatever they're going to end up calling it, the sequel to Heart Eyes, has gone into pre-production. They've got a date, at least, for February of 2028. So we'll talk about that more, like, as it develops and all that stuff. They don't know who's coming back other than the director at this point, but it's 2 years away, so you never know. I enjoyed Heart Eyes. I didn't think it was groundbreaking or anything like that, but it was a movie to me that knew exactly what it was, and I thought it accomplished the goal that it set out to accomplish. So I'm actually looking forward to a sequel. I'm not like, oh my gosh, like I need this. I'm not freaking out about it, but I enjoyed the first one to think that they could do an even better job in the second movie. So anyways, for what it's worth, Hard Eyes sequel is set for February 2028, but let's jump into the real shit. The real shit, the new style, as the Beastie Boys would say from back on License to Ill. Let me take you on over here. I'm gonna have a little, see how that affects my reading here. So folks have been asking me about this one. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sip a water. So guys, oh my gosh, starting off strong already. So guys, big time news dropped just the other day, and folks have been reaching out being like, what do you think? What do you think about this? And I've been reaching out and asking people, what do you think about this? Everyone wants to know how we're feeling about Curry Barker being all set up to direct a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot movie for A24. Now, I will get into all my thoughts about this, but I just want to jump into the article really quick, read this to you guys, and then we'll get into our feelings and all that kind of stuff. So this one comes to us by way of John Squires over at Bloody Disgusting. Fantastic shot of Leatherface from the OG. I mean, for me, TCM as a franchise, you can make the argument that all of these franchises, they never needed to go past the first movie, all that kind of stuff. I just feel with Texas Chainsaw, nothing has gotten close to recapturing the magic of the first film. And it's not like all the movies in the franchise are bad or anything like that. And it's not like it's the only horror franchise with bad movies. I think they all have them. But something about TCM just feels like, you know, the first one just got it absolutely perfect, and the other ones are like fumbling the whole time to me. So, and you know, that's just my opinion. But this could be really exciting. So let's see what we got here. In addition to the previously announced television series from A24, JT Molnar and Glenn Powell, a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie is also in development over at A24. Variety reports tonight that Curry Barker will direct the brand new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie for A24, which is being described as a, quote, reimagining. Barker's vision for the famed killer Leatherface and the gaggle of young things he terrorizes are under wraps, Variety notes in their big-time exclusive report tonight. Roy Lee and Steven Schneider of Spooky Pictures will produce A24's new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, along with Stuart Manischel and Exerbia Films' Pat Cassidy, Ian Hankel, and Kim Hankel. Ben Ross of Image Nation serves as executive producer. And A24, as you know, guys, they emerged victorious earlier this year from a months-long bidding war for TCM for the film and television rights, and they won both of those. So I'm really encouraged. Not only are we getting Strange Darling filmmaker and The Long Walk screenwriter JT Molnar, you know, spearheading the TV show, which I think is a great choice. Strange Darling is absolutely beautiful. You know, The Long Walk is a tough watch and all that stuff, but a very great, you know, or very well done adaptation by JT Molnar on the page there. And hey, Glenn Powell producing. I like seeing young, up and coming. I mean, not even up and coming. I think at this point you can call him a star, like a rising star. I love seeing these actors become producers, and it's not just putting their money where their mouth is, but it's like we get to find out what they're really fans of. Like, how cool is that? Like a guy like Glenn Powell, this like super handsome dude that's in all these like mainstream movies, and then boom, when he gets the chance to produce something, he's like, how about that gritty ass Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like, that's really cool. You know, finding out people like Paul Giamatti are huge horror fans, like stuff like that. I love all that stuff. So anyways, continuing with the article here, they go on to say, quote, "It was a difficult decision, but A24's embrace of boundary testing genre film and its record of working with artists who are inclined to test boundaries made them a compelling choice," original Texas Chainsaw Massacre co-writer Kim Hankel said in a statement earlier this year. And he continues by saying, "Plus, we believe having a great creative and producing team, JT Molnar, Roy Lee, Dan Cohen, and Glenn Powell, in place gives us the best shot at a series that could be genuinely eye-opening and unexpected. There's an epic tale lurking in the Chainsaw backstory." So that's amazing, having all of that come from Kim Hankel, you know, one of the writers of the original film, right? So eye-opening and unexpected. I like hearing that, and saying that there's an epic tale lurking in the backstory. That's great, because I think the big question we all ask ourselves is like, what are you going to do in a TCM TV show? Like, what are we going to do in that show that's going to be groundbreaking and different and bring something to the franchise? Well, hey, the original co-writer of the movie has already been thinking of that and already has an idea. So I think that's pretty solid as far as the show goes. Now, let's talk about Curry Barker. Guys, I just got like acquainted with the Curry Barker short films. You know, I watched Milk and Cereal. I watched a handful of his other short films. Milk and Cereal is like 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. A lot of the other movies are like, you know, they're like 5-6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, something like that, you know. But this guy, if you've not watched any of his movies, any of his, like, I know he started out in comedy. If you've not gone over and watched like the horror shorts and Milk and Cereal, I highly recommend you do so. It'll make you feel even better about Obsession. We're already hearing that Obsession is the best horror movie of the year and like one of the best movies of the year, period. And if you watch those movies, you'll be like, oh, like you'll be able to sort of like, I've stayed away from watching the Obsession trailers and all that. Like I saw the teaser, that's all I needed, right? Because I jumped in and checked out his other work and I'm like, this guy, I don't know how old he is. I'm guessing mid-20s, something like that, mid to late 20s. Guys, this is a young creative voice he's so unique in his voice. He is so confident and rooted in his style, the writing style, shooting style. He's also a performer in a lot of these movies. Usually he's the lead actor, and he didn't put himself in Obsession as one of the lead actors. I think he's the voice on the helpline, which is great. I love that. It's like a Hitchcockian kind of little voice cameo. I cannot, like, usually you guys know me. I've already done it on this stream. You know, the things that I'm down on, I'm like, oh, I'm not a hater just to hate, right? It's just like, it's a la carte. It's like, you gotta have merit and you gotta prove yourself. When I dove into this guy's stuff, I could have been like, oh, who's this young buck that thinks he's all cool? Like, I'm in my 40s and these kids don't know what horror is. Like, anyone can be like that, right? We can probably all be like that if it's the right or wrong thing. But with Curry Barker, man, he had me right away. I was like, this kid is incredibly talented, an awesome performer, a very natural performer, great writer. Like I said, he's got a style, and especially his, like, watch Milk and Cereal, because it is like a found footage Scream film, and it was made for $800. You will see in that movie, okay, you can get an idea of what he would do with TCM and how he could bring us something. I truly believe that this is the guy, and I love Oz Perkins. It would have been cool if Oz made a TCM movie, but Curry Barker, dude, he is the guy that really could bring this franchise back to a spot where we can recapture that magic. Like, I think he is the person that could do it. I'm very, very encouraged by what we're hearing with this. Like, I love this news, and I think it's even better they got JT Molnar on the show. They got Curry Barker on the movie. Like, guys, we should be seeing some of the best product, some of the best storytelling within the TCM franchise that we've ever seen before with these guys on board. So I'm super pumped. Really curious to know what you guys think. I'm hoping that I'm not on an island here. And, you know, like I said, I'm kind of new to this guy's stuff. So I'm not, you know, coming at you from like, oh, why haven't you seen it? But if you haven't, I just encourage you to, because I think it'll make you even more excited for, you know, for what he could do with a, you know, a studio behind him, basically. So yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. I'm very curious to know what you think. Jump on into the comments. Give me your thoughts down below. Let me know what your favorite TCM movie is. You know, maybe it's not the first, or how about let's take out the first movie. What's your second favorite? What's the next one you would lean on? Let's get nerdy down in the comments. Let me know down there, and I'm going to jump on over to the live chat and see what they're saying. Okay, what do you guys got for me on TCM? I know, guys, I just got to say ahead of time, I know I'm being extra loquacious today. Sometimes I'm just feeling it a little bit more. We're going to get to the Tiermaker and all that kind of fun stuff. I appreciate you guys kicking it with me and listening to me just like blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. We deserve a good TCM movie for what they've been putting us through. Yes, we do. Absolutely. Finally, a TCM I'm excited for. Yeah. Yes. The first TCM is a classic. I'm not a fan of 2 or 3. 4 is a guilty pleasure. Fair. The remake is pretty good. The beginning is amazing. Since then, meh. Yeah, I think there have been movies like, as I watch it, I'm like, okay. Like, I finally watched the ones that I had not seen yet. So it was like 3, the beginning, and then the other Leatherface movie, like the prequel Leatherface movie. They did 2 prequels in a row or something. I don't know. It's kind of wild. But yeah, that first movie, that's all I need. That's all I need. What's happening, Aaron? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I mean, and good for Toby for not trying. He could have been like, fuck it. let's just run it back. But I think he was like, let's get silly with it, let's get silly. I think at this point though, you do just kind of got to reboot it. I mean, a lot of the TCM movies in a sense are kind of reboots anyways, at least to me, a lot of them feel that way. Yeah. Views Parallax says that sounds awful. The whole reason TCM works is because it plays off things happening in the 70s without explaining them in detail, in my opinion. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Like, I like the mystery too. Like with Michael Myers, I don't want any explanation or anything like that. I guess we don't know what the show is really going to entail. The show I'm not as sold on as I am the movie, if that makes sense. And it's just because like television as a medium is kind of hit or miss with me. Excuse me. Oof. But if they follow like the whole, like the Crystal Lake show is looking really good as far as production value, costumes, going back to the same location and dressing it up to even more look like that space and time. If they kind of take from, Welcome to Derry and Crystal Lake, I think they could have a show that could be pretty compelling. But in my own head, I can't think of something that would be, But Kim Henkel, he said he's got it figured out. TCM is one of those franchises that I want to go away. Have you watched any of the Curry Barker stuff, Jamie? You should check out some of his short movies. They're very entertaining. Let's see what we got here. I'm rooting for the TCM show, says Aaron, but everything we've had besides the 03 remake has been meh. Dude. And even the 03 remake, when I revisit it, I'm like, yeah, this is a good remake. Like, it's good. I think Marcus Nispel did a better job with Friday the 13th. Like, I think that movie's superior to TCM 03. Dark comedy genre. Well, if it's anything like Milk and Cereal, yeah, it's going to be like uncomfortable. And I think they're probably going to go for that kind of documentary style look, that cinema verite kind of feel that the original has. Favorite TCM is part 2. Hell yeah, Antonius. A lot of people love that. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the second movie, but it is a horror favorite. Absolutely. I am in the wrong. If there's a right and a wrong, I'm in the wrong on that one. Hey there, Theron. Be listening until I pass out. Man, I hope you feel better so soon, and I hope the NyQuil gets you a little buzz. Hope it does. I hope it does. Okay, guys, let's see here. What do we got? I know I sound like a broken record, but I hate the slavish devotion to that TV series requires. Yeah, just give me a movie. Just give me 3 movies instead of a season of a show. I'd rather watch 3 movies. And really, to me, I think movies, even though they don't take as much time, I think they do a better job at visual storytelling. For the most part, there are shows, Twin Peaks, that really kind of supersede the genre. Twin Peaks isn't the only one. There's so many, Breaking Bad, Sopranos, like there are plenty of like TV shows that are well worth your time. But I totally get what you're saying here, Aaron. It's like, yeah, for 8 to 10 weeks, I gotta like be on time and watch this thing. Can't you just give me a movie, I'm supposed to be a mute, but that ain't the truth. Love wear my blue tie and hair. Just to let you know, not the last one to go. I was the last one to watch you guess for air. Hear all the sighs. Hear all the sighs. I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. This is why the lives don't do well after I hit the end button. I'm joking. The lives do fine. You guys are great. Okay, let's jump in and have a little fun here. These are my top 20 movies in no particular order, and you guys are going to rank them. How about that? Are you guys pumped? Are you guys psyched? Are you ready? What do you think? Let's go on over to, I'm going to make a couple adjustments, guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do that. There we go. Sorry, technical difficulties. Hang tight with me. Hang tight. There we go. Okay. Oh no. I clicked the X button out of the thing. Let me just bring it back on up. Hey, we reached the super chat goal. Thank you guys so much. You guys rock. I'll be live on Saturday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. Talk about Slavish. Is it Slavish? Slavish sounds like weird. It doesn't sound right to me. And I don't mean right in that, like, it doesn't offend me to, like, say the word slave. But, like, is it Slavish or Slavish? I think it's Slavish because the people who were originally, the word slave comes from the Slavs, which I think were Eastern Europeans that were, like, the first, well, at least, it's where the word came from. So whoever attributed that word to that job, position, Slavish. There you go. So it shouldn't even be slave. It should be Slav. Okay. All right. We've got it all figured out. Okay. Let me see here, guys. Are you all able to hop in there? It looks like one person is ready to get this running. And maybe I should share. Maybe I should share the screen. Maybe I should do that. I don't know what's going on here with this, guys. I'm so sorry. I had this all figured out before, and StreamYard's playing games with me and fucking with me here. Okay, there we go. I think we're good now. I like it to look good. I like it to be presentable. This is so much dead air here. I've probably lost half the audience. Actually, we've gained people. People like jumping in. They're like, oh shit, Davey's fucking up. Jump in. I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in and see him sweat. Gotta run him like a turbo bed. Yeah, I like Slavish. Doesn't that sound more correct? Just from it just sounds, just rolls off the tongue better. Slavish sounds ugly. I'm just a judgmental prick. Holy shit. Clip that for a short. Davey Deathray, judgmental prick. All right, here we go, guys. Are you guys all over there? All right, cool. It's going to do a timer automatically. Cool. 90 seconds for each one, guys. You guys want to should I show you what the movies are? Okay. I'll show you what the movies are. Okay, guys, so top 20, no particular order. We have Alien from 1979. Back to the Future from 1985. Caddyshack, I believe that's 82, maybe 81. I'm going to stop saying the years here. Citizen Kane, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I know that one's the 1931 version. What About Bob? Dawn of the Dead, the OG. The Empire Strikes Back. Network. Big Trouble in Little China, RoboCop, the original Day of the Dead, the original Halloween, Jaws, John Carpenter's The Thing, Pulp Fiction, Airplane, Fletch, The Evil Dead, and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. All right. I know Indiana Jones, it was a little bit of a surprise for me when I was going through my list, because I was like, I thought, there were certain franchises and stuff. I was like, I want this thing kind of represented here. And then like Back to the Future and Indiana Jones, those are two movies that like I grew up watching with my dad all the time. And they're two of my dad's favorite movies. And I'm like, man, I do really love those. And every time I go back, I get all of the warm, fuzzy, nostalgic feels, and the movies still hold up. So they're going in the top 20. Fuck it. So we're going to start things off with Alien here. And yeah, I'm curious to know. Let's see if anyone hates any of these movies. I would imagine you guys will be relatively nice, but I totally get it. Not everything resonates with us, right? So let's go over our categories here. We've got all-time great. That's our S tier. That's tippity-toppity. Then we got really damn good. That's like, that's like a 4-star. I don't know if it's quite 5 though. Pretty all right. It was like, man, that movie's good. That movie's fun. I like that movie. I don't think I love it as much as you, Davey, but I like that one. Didn't resonate as like, huh? Like, I don't get why you like that. And then hate it's like, dude, you're so fucking off on that one. Like, get out of here with your Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde 1931. How could a movie from 1931 be anyone's top 20? Well, watch that shit and you'll know why. All right, let's go ahead and get things going here, guys. We got Joe from Media Poop Shoot hanging out. What's happening, Joe? Welcome on in. We got Brian Claudio. What's happening, Brian? welcome on in. Guys, link is pinned in the chat. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy rolling. We are going to start with Alien from 1979. You have 90 seconds to vote, and there you go. Got a little jams going on in the background here. I like it. Oh, hey, we got Shannon from Talking Star Wars in here as well, one of our great channel members, along with Joe. Joe is also a channel member. Guys, Joe and we've been checking out some movies lately, and on Friday, we're going to do a fun double feature. It's going to be a return to theater double feature because we are seeing a 4K remaster of Fight Club. And then after that, we're watching the original Evil Dead. Oh, yeah. Double feature at the AMC. Man, I am pumped, Joe. I am pumped. I haven't seen Fight Club in a while, but I love that movie. So it's cool that I haven't seen it in a while because I didn't catch it in theaters when it came out. And it'll be awesome to have that experience in a 4K remaster. And dude, Fight Club is punk as fuck. I love the book too. The book is even crazier than the movie. The book's friggin' wild. But you guys got 20 seconds left to vote here on Alien. Let's see here. What else do we have going on? I saw Fight Club in the theater. You're in for a treat. Yeah, it came out when I was a senior. So I think I was old enough to go see it. I just totally missed it. It was not on my radar at that time. All right. So boom, there we go. Alien is an all-time great. 7 votes in that category, puts it in that first spot. Next up is Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Guys, it's my favorite in the franchise. I just revisited the franchise. It was almost 2 years ago. Wow. And I think all the first 3 movies are all really good, but I rank them in reverse order. Like I think it's Last Crusade, Temple of Doom, Raiders of the Lost Ark. And nothing against Raiders. I think I like the plot in Raiders more than I like it in Temple of Doom. But Raiders feels old, or it felt old. When I went back and watched it, I was like, oh man, the fighting is like so like, it's swashbuckling and fun and everything, but it is like, I'm like, man, this shit looks really old to me. And then I think even in Temple of Doom, and especially in Last Crusade, like the action, all that stuff got so much better. But I love all the Holy Grail stuff is just fascinating, right? I love the, looking for the X, like going to Venice and everything and going into the catacombs and all that kind of shit. Is it Venice or are they just somewhere else where that is? I know there's water right there, so I'm just saying Venice like I know it. But I love all that stuff, just really fun adventure, adventure movies from Steven Spielberg and George Lucas, man. You got 10 seconds to vote on The Last Crusade, which is right next to Alien as we go. Yeah, I mean, I like all of them a lot. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dogging any of the original 3 for sure. Can't dog those. You can dog all the other ones as much as you want. All right, so The Last Crusade is there right next to Alien. You guys like my top movies. You guys like my top 20. And here's the cool thing, guys, is even if they all end up in like 1 or 2 categories, their placement, the further left they go on that list, like the further they get to that all-time great text, that is like essentially the ranking based on how many of you voted in that category. So, a movie could scooch ahead of Alien. It's not like a alphabetical or anything like that. So we got about 35 seconds left for you guys to vote on this one. Shannon, it is pinned in the chat, and feel free for one of the mods can drop it in there as well, but it should be pinned in the chat there. It says vote on Tiermaker here. There we go. Let's see where we're at. 15 seconds left on the Evil Dead. What's it gonna be? How many people are voting? 18 participants. Okay. Well, nobody hated the Evil Dead yet. didn't resonate, I totally get it. It is not for everyone, I think, and I think that's what makes it some people's favorite, you know? We got Fletch, our very first comedy here popping up. Guys, I mean, Chevy Chase, when he's on, he is, I don't think you can beat him. You know, when Chevy Chase is at his funniest, I don't think anyone's funnier. I mean, there are people that have different styles. Like I think Bill Murray is like one of the funniest, you know, comedic actors out there, but it's a totally different style. There's something about Chevy in, you know, Fletch, Vacation, Funny Farm, Caddyshack. You know, he's known for having his movies that bombed and all that stuff too, but man, the good stuff is really fucking good. I watch Fletch at least once a year, sometimes a couple times a year. It's a movie I could just throw on. It's like Tremors, you know, it's like, and Tremors maybe should have been on this list, but it's tough, you know. I would say my top 50 are kind of like high stratosphere movies. And then, you know, maybe the top 25 sort of like maybe some movies rotate in or out. So yeah, Fletch is just one of those movies for me where I'm like, this is like when I think Chevy Chase at his best, I think Fletch. And it's fucking classic. I think 1985, I think it just celebrated 40 years last year. Let's see what we got going. 5 more seconds for Fletch. And what's crazy here, guys, it has 4 votes for all-time great, but because 5 of the votes came from pretty all right, that's where it ends up. And, you know, that's what we live with here on Tiermaker. Oh my goodness, dude, Airplane, holy cow. Airplane is probably one of the most influential comedy films as far as like my comedic sensibility goes. Like the kind of humor that this, you know, this is a movie that I saw probably on TV really young and then rented it after so I could see like, you know, uncut and all that stuff, get the whole genuine article, you know. I probably watched this movie for the first time when I was like 8 or 9, and it's been a staple in my life since then. And it is just I don't know if there's a parody comedy that's better. I think you can say, you know, any of the Abraham stuff, Zucker Abrahams, like Kentucky Fried Movie, Top Secret, Airplane, Naked Gun, and then even if you want to extend it to like Pat Proft and those guys that did like Hot Shots, you know, and Hot Shots Part 2, which is really good too. All those movies are, I don't even know if, I don't know if I could pick my favorite, but when I had to pick one to be the representative for the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrahams, I'm like, man, Airplane's the mascot of all these movies. And if I could only have one, I love The Naked Gun. All these movies I love, but if I could only have one, it would be Airplane without a doubt. And then boom, there we go. Airplane has gotten the second most all-time great votes. It's in second place to Alien. That's incredible. I love seeing a comedy up that high, especially because, you know, we're horror people for the most part. Or, you know, that's like what we love the most, right? So I love seeing this. This is very encouraging, guys. Pulp Fiction is up next. We have about 65 seconds for that one. This is just my favorite Tarantino. It's really fun. I know it's got some dark and some grim stuff in there too, but I love the, you know, mixed up, jumbled short stories, all intertwining together in different ways kind of feel. The narrative is just so interesting to me, and not only interesting to me, but man, there were a, you know, rash of movies after this one that were, you know, like Go was another one that was very Pulp Fiction influenced, and just a lot of movies that kind of like were, you know, I think Pulp Fiction lit a fire under a lot of young filmmakers' asses. You know, like, shit, dude, this guy wrote this movie like working at a video store with his best friend, with his coworker, and then now he's like going to Cannes and like he's one of the biggest, hottest filmmakers. Like, I think it made people realize like, shit, like we can do this. Like, it was a very exciting time for independent film back then in the early to mid 90s. And as Pulp Fiction closes out here, guys, it's pushed out Airplane from second place. It is now second place with Airplane there in third. Everything might fucking get destroyed here with John Carpenter's The Thing, though, which I know you all are Carpenter fans, man. The Death Squad is filled with Carpenter nuts. And I love that because I think The Thing is arguably the greatest horror film of all time. Arguably. I'm not saying it is, but it's arguably. Raiders is my favorite and probably technically the best film, but I totally get anyone liking the 3 installments in any order. They're all so solid. It's tough. It's a tough one. But there's not a bad one out of those first 3. Didn't realize voting started on Evil Dead. Oops. Yeah, it'll just roll into the next one. So yeah, you gotta keep on your toes, Linda. It's all right. It's just for fun. It's just for fun. We need a higher tier for Fletch. I would put it in the highest of all the high tiers, but I would probably put all the movies in the highest of the high tiers. Oh, gotcha. Live is about 19 seconds behind. Yeah, so that's the thing too, is as I'm clicking buttons, there is a little latency. Yeah, a little bit of latency. Dumb question. Do you have to double tap your choice at the bottom or single tap? My phone is really weird about this stuff. Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm not doing it on a phone, and I've never used Tiermaker on a phone, Aaron. I wish I could help. If anyone out there in YouTube land is on their phone and they can help Aaron out. Airplane taught me how to speak jive too. Shit. Lay her down and smack 'em, yak 'em. Cold got to be. Shit. I love when they're like, my mama no raise no fool. I dug her rap. Chopper don't want no help. Chopper don't get no help. Jive ass fool don't know nothing, no how. Yeah, it's great. All right, so The Thing took over first place. I knew it. And up right now, I know I said no particular order. Jaws is my favorite film of all time. I don't know if it's even that close. It is just everything about Jaws. So simple, so beautifully made. Man, I'm what can you say about that film that hasn't already been said by a million other Jaws fans? You know what I mean? Yeah, Pulp Fiction's incredible. No, I'm throwing you in jail. No, it is really like, I think Tarantino doesn't make bad movies, all of his movies are right in that kind of higher echelon. For whatever reason, there's just something about Pulp Fiction. I love the cast. I love the chemistry. I love the stories that are told. I love the whole feel. It's got a great soundtrack, amazing needle drops. And just, if I had to pick one Tarantino movie to watch, I could only watch one. I'd pick Pulp Fiction, and then probably Hateful Eight would be second after that. I love Hateful Eight. Reminds me of The Thing and Evil Dead. All right, I'm going to put a pause on it and just kind of catch up with you guys. I know usually we run through the, just a few, but here we are. We're right about halfway through, close to it anyways. So Jaws took over first place right there with 10 votes in the highest category. The Thing had 8. We'll go through all the different stuff here as we go. Oh, okay. So a lot of 7 all-time greats. Evil Dead, at least Evil Dead didn't get a hate it. I had to check. We'll go through all the rest of it once we're all finished here. But I just wanted to stop and have a quick little chat with you guys. And I want to just catch up in the chat because I feel like I'm falling behind. Yeah. A hospital? What's that? It's a white building with patients. That's not important right now. I haven't felt this bad since after we watched that Ronald Reagan film. I thought the green tab was for the top tier. I just put Fletch and hated it. Oop, dude. I know it is weird. Like the red, you're like, stop. Oh, that means it's crap. But then if you correlate it to the colors on the left side of the screen, Eli, I'll forgive you, Eli. Let's just pretend that Fletch is in pretty damn good. Let's just pretend. Show me the way to go home, bum, bum. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. Well, I had a little drink about an hour ago and it got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, by land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home, bum, bum. Chat. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Oh, you're perfect. I threw it to you guys. What happened? It's not showing Evil Dead. Yes, I just paused it, Jamie. I paused it because I wanted to talk to you guys and sing you Show Me the Way to Go Home, apparently. But let's get back on it. I thought I was way further behind in the chat than I was. Let's keep on rolling. Halloween is next, guys. So get in your votes for John Carpenter's Halloween. Do 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 do. It's my imitation of the Halloween 2 soundtrack. Yeah. I'm a troublemaker. I'm a troublemaker. Blah, 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 blah. It's like a Weezer song that I only know the one line from the chorus. Even I like Weezer. I just fell off at some point. I gotta say, I fell off at some point, guys. All right, so Halloween is just tick, tick. It's climbing that ladder. Can Halloween compete with Jaws? Let's see. Oh God, is Jaws gonna lose to Halloween? Oh my God. We got 2 John Carpenter films right next to each other in the top 3. It is fantastic. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I'm just being a weirdo. So hopefully I'm not being a harmful weirdo. If that's your accent or that's how you talk, I wasn't making fun of you. I was just doing a generic, I don't know. What is it? Some sort of New York? I don't even know which borough of the city it would be. If you live in New York City or you know the accents, let me know. Which one did I just do? Or was it just not even close to any of them? All right, there you go, guys. Halloween in second place, right behind Jaws, but in front of The Thing. Very, very interesting. That is the John Carpenter distinction. Ask any John Carpenter fan, which one would you pick, Halloween or The Thing? And then it's like, we fry out. We got Day of the Dead from George A. Romero. Guys, this is not just my favorite George A. Romero film. This is my favorite zombie film of all time. And I love Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead. Don't get me wrong. Love the remake too. I think Day is so much better because it's darker and bleaker and all that kind of stuff. Like, I love the bleakness. I really do. I think the effects are the best they've ever been. I don't know if I've seen a zombie movie that has better effects than Day of the Dead, honestly. And it was made 41 years ago. Crazy to think, right? That we haven't seen practical effects that, at least to me, haven't wowed me. There are things that they do in Day of the Dead, if you've never seen it. There are things they do with practical effects that no one had tried until Tom Savini did them in that movie. So it kind of like opened the doors for other stuff, and no one has surpassed him. Day of the Dead is up there an all-time great. I love seeing it here. I wish it would nudge up a little bit more, but I'm not voting on these. I'm letting you guys handle all the voting. I'm not going to tip the scale. Just a couple seconds left. And guys, I'm happy that it's up there an all-time great. I'm happy that you guys are so friendly about it all. And we got RoboCop here. 1988, I believe, for RoboCop. Maybe 87? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Please do. I think it's 88. And I love this movie. This is, to me, the quintessential 80s action movie. It really is. You can say Predator. You can say Die Hard. I think those are arguable for sure. RoboCop happens to be my favorite. I think it's right up there with those two. Good mixture of sci-fi, action. And, RoboCop isn't a horror movie, but man, the blood, the effects, the squibs. I think some of the best looking squibs I've ever seen in a movie. The gunshots are just like glorious with the splatter. And man, when Murphy gets decimated by Boddicker's gang, like that's pretty horror. And then even after that, the fisheye lens of Murphy being pushed through the corridor of the hospital, and they're trying to save his life, and they get really close to his face, really close to the doctor's face. There are some really fun horror elements at play here. So I think Paul Verhoeven certainly brought his A game as far as all that goes. And in addition to all of that, if I can gather my thoughts here and get my mouth to work with my brain, RoboCop's hilarious too. I mean, Paul Verhoeven became known for the social commentary and the dark humor, and RoboCop just really kicks all that off. And there it is. It is an all-time great. Big Trouble in Little China, another Kurt Russell, John Carpenter entry here on this top 20. This one, I needed something fun to put in this list. This is maybe one that you could swap out with something like Tremors. If I had a top 25, Tremors would be in the top 25, you know. Big Trouble in Little China to me, though, is just so much damn fun. It's a nice break. I love getting Carpenter. You know, I love the Carpenter horror stuff. Don't get me wrong. It's like, love him doing horror. You know, that's some of my favorite movies of all time. Big Trouble in Little China, though, it's really cool to see him do something else. Still very fantastical, and still has like creatures and monsters and supernatural elements and, you know, magic, black magic, all that kind of stuff. And great music, you know, Carpenter doing the soundtrack. I just like seeing him do something different and watching him excel. I love seeing creative people stretch their muscles, not rest on their laurels, and see them rise to the occasion and prove that they can do more than just one thing or more than just one style. You know, I love seeing Carpenter do other kinds of stuff. And I think Big Trouble in Little China, I would say, if somebody asked me what's the best non-horror John Carpenter film, easily for me, it's Big Trouble in Little China. Easily. Like, Escape from New York's fun. I love it and everything like that. Big Trouble's so much fun. It's hilarious. Kurt Russell is ridiculously charming and devastatingly handsome in the film as well. Okay, so we got Network coming up, guys. Network is one of my favorite movies of all time. Obviously, it's on this list. Script written by Patty Chayefsky, directed by Sidney Lumet. I think Sidney Lumet directed this one. Patty Chayefsky's scripts, guys. I don't know if there's a better like singular screenwriter. He wrote Network. He also wrote a movie called The Hospital with George C. Scott. And the screenplays are incredibly impressive. In Network, there are scenes where there are multiple conversations happening, overlapping each other, which, like, for back in the day when this movie came out, that was not a normal thing to do in film. You know, to have it really feel like a bustling room with, like, you know, actual real activity going on was just, you know, not really the style. Network also has like one of the most famous lines in all of cinema, the "I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore." That's classic, right? And I think Network was so incredibly ahead of its time, talking about 24/7 news, the death hour, as they called it, you know, reporting the news, tabloidization of the news, all of that kind of stuff. We've certainly seen that come to fruition in our, you know, in our real world. I'm going to put a pause after this one real quick, guys. I'm just going to pause it here. Network ended up in really damn good. For me, it's probably a top 5 for me. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. If it's been a while, maybe check it out again, because I think it was saying some pretty prophetic things about humanity and like where humanity was going. And then I always say this every time I talk about Network, I have to say this. Ned Beatty was nominated for an Academy Award, and he has one scene in this movie. Beatrice Straight has like 2 or 3 scenes, and I think she has just over 5 minutes of screen time. She won Best Supporting Actress. That's how impactful the performances and the writing were in this movie. And then I think it was Peter Finch, I believe, or was it William Holden? Gosh dang it. I think it was Peter Finch. I could be wrong. Chat, correct me. First actor to win Best Actor posthumously. He had passed away between the movie and the awards. And then, of course, we all know that Heath Ledger took the second posthumous Best Actor award. But yeah, Network, incredibly powerful. I think it won Best Original Screenplay as well. It blew my mind when I watched it. My mouth was like unhinged, just like, oh my God, this movie is so powerful and so fucking raw. You know, there's who else is in it? Oh my gosh, I'm struggling to remember the names. Let me bring it up here. It's Faye Dunaway, William Holden, Peter Finch, Robert Duvall. Yes. Oh man, Faye Dunaway and Robert Duvall, and of course Beatrice Straight. You know, Ned Beatty, all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, holy crap, I need a drink of water, and let's continue. There we go. Guys, Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back from 1980. How about it? Sky Sharks almost made the list, Eli. But I went for Shark Side of the Moon instead. Oh, dude, Drop Dead Fred's so good. I love Rick Mayall. Oh my gosh. Ain't no Freddy in Big Trouble in Little China. Did I say Freddy? Oh, Freddy's long ass arms in this movie. Oh, are you talking about RoboCop? But you're talking about when Duder falls in RoboCop. I think that's what you're talking about. 87, thank you so much, Jiggy. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. The old Pork Chop Express. All right, I want to report an accident and I don't want to hear Act of God. Yes. Love it. Best Carpenter cinematography? Yeah. No, it's so good. Oh my God. Big Trouble. Amazing. Oh, let's see here. What else are you guys saying? Network should be shown in all schools. Yeah. It's fucking it. I watched it the first time, Jamie. It was probably like 2004 or 2004, 2005. I think so. Maybe 05 was the first time I watched it, and I was just like, fuck, I need to watch this again. It completely wrecked me. I was like, man, how did this movie like predict everything that was going to happen? Patty Chayefsky's friggin' amazing. MMA Now, what's happening, bud? Welcome on in. Welcome back. Montrese, welcome in. Hope you are doing well, guys. I put a pause. Oh, I thought I put a pause on everything. I did. I started Empire Strikes Back, guys. Sorry. Guys, we're doing a live. For those of you that just jumped in, you guys are voting on my top 20 to rank them in this tier. And there's a link pinned in the chat if you want to jump on over there to Tiermaker and vote as well. The last one was Empire Strikes Back, and there it is, right in between Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade and Evil Dead. How about it? Well, Sam Raimi and George Lucas would be really happy to know that there's a George Lucas movie there. But we are cooking here. We got about a minute left on Dawn of the Dead. This is the OG Dawn of the Dead, released in 1978 technically, although, didn't hit the theaters here until 1979, but we say 1978 for Dawn of the Dead. Hope you guys are doing well. Dude, Eli, it's not a horror. It's basically a drama, but it's just, man, it is, no shit, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, from the first time I watched it, I was like, well, I'm going to watch that in a couple days. I've only seen it like 3 or 4 times, but I'm like, yeah, that is like one of the best movies of all time. Never seen Big Trouble or Network. All right, dude, Aaron, Big Trouble in Little China is so much fun. Such an easy movie to watch. If you like stuff like Escape from New York, it's like that, but just funnier. Or if you like something like Tremors, it's just so easy to watch, man. So much fun. Yeah, dude, I can't say enough about it. There we go. Dawn of the Dead rounds out in really damn good. Wow, I am shocked. I thought Dawn of the Dead would be middle of the pack on all-time great. Just because I figure most people, it's the fan favorite, I would say. Taking a step back from my own opinion, I would say, yeah, most people say Dawn of the Dead's their favorite. And then they might even say that their second favorite from that series would be the Night remake or the Dawn remake, So I'm pleased to see that Day of the Dead is ahead of Dawn of the Dead. And I'm surprised. Yeah, I figured it would be a no-brainer for all-time great just because of what I've seen, But that's all anecdotal experience. We got What About Bob with Bill Murray and Richard Dreyfuss. This is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen in my life, guys. It is like no joke. This movie will crack you up to no end. It's one of Bill Murray's best performances. I think Dreyfuss is fantastic here. And I think the fact that they didn't get along on set, I'm totally cool with that. Dreyfuss was basically like, Bill didn't like me. I felt like Bill was just always trying to like annoy me and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, however it was on set, what you guys put on film is amazing. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And maybe Bill was just doing that to be method. You never know. You never know. It's interesting to hear those stories about productions, but man, if the movie's really good, I think it was worth the discomfort, as long as no one's breaking any laws or violating anyone's rights, of course. Like, I'm not cool with that. All right, so What About Bob ends up in all-time great, as it should. I think it should have won an Academy Award for something. I mean, I would give Dreyfuss an award for that movie for sure. Cock-a-doodle-doo, Bob! Like, all that stuff. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking of all the funny, like him pulling out the puppets and everything like that to talk to the family. Oh my gosh. Anyways, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Guys, this is the Frederick March version from 1931. It is one of my favorite horror films of all time. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde as a story has fascinated me since I was like 6 or 7 years old. It's like the one classic story. I love Dracula, Frankenstein, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Journey to the Center of the Earth, all that kind of stuff. Love those books when I was a kid. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was the one where I was like, yeah, Frankenstein was there too, but there's something about it where I was like, this duality of man is so fascinating to me. Frederick March plays both characters. You can see him there on the poster. Those are really good representations of what he looks like in both characters. It's very difficult to believe that a man as handsome as Frederick March can look the way he looks as Hyde. But not only that, and I'm going to put a pause on it here really quick. Guys, the effects in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde 1931. It looks like a lot of you have seen it because it's right up there in all-time great, middle back end of everything. So it sounds like I'm preaching to the choir, but for anyone that hasn't seen that version yet, or maybe you're thinking, how can a movie from 1931 really be that good? Oh my gosh, the transformation effects. They will talk about shorting your brain out. You're going to think to yourself, what? Like, how did they do these morphing effects? And it's not morphing effects. It's something else that's very, very creative and clever. But you should watch the movie and then read about the magic trick behind it all, because that made me appreciate the movie even more. Baby steps to the door. It's metaphorical. Baby steps over here. I love when he's like, why didn't it work between you and your wife? And he's like, there's some people in this world that love Neil Diamond and some people who don't. Did they get along on set with anyone? They made some great movies worth it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, if that's how Bill's been, like, I don't really care if it gets good results. Now, I've heard other things and it's just rumors anyways. It's like, but yeah, Dreyfuss and Shaw not getting along, whatever. Favorite movie of all time because of that. So, and some people are just method, man. Shaw was method. Shaw was not. It's a big time rumor that Shaw was drunk the whole time. Shaw is a classically trained actor. He's a stage actor. He only drank once on the set of Jaws. He drank the first time that they did the Indianapolis speech. Shaw drank. He told Spielberg, he's like, I want to try something. And I just want to see if it like will lend itself better to the scene. And he ended up getting really drunk. He came back the next day. He didn't feel well. And he was like apologizing to everyone for wasting their time, essentially, because he didn't think that it worked out that well. So it's a big time rumor that he was drunk all the time and all that stuff, at least while they were filming. Maybe he drank after. I just mean while they're filming, Shaw is sober, at least everything that we see in the final cut. But yeah, it sounds like he was terrible to Dreyfuss. But yeah, whatever. Guys, up next is Citizen Kane. I've just opened up the voting on this classic. I believe it's, why do I want to say 1941, but then another part of me wants to say 1939. Oh, I can't decide. Can I do a 50-50? I love this movie. It's one of those movies like people, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Citizen Kane. They're like those movies people throw out as like the greatest movie of all time. I put off like watching Citizen Kane for so long. In fact, I bought a copy of it on DVD back in the early 2000s, and I sat on that copy that I purchased blind buy, sat on it for probably like 4 or 5 months. And then I finally watched it, and I could not believe how good the movie looked. I could not believe how impressive the cinematography was and the editing. And yeah, these are really nerdy things, but wow, like when you watch an old movie, That's what really like an old movie that stood the test of time. The older films that have stood the test of time are the ones that are edited really well, lit very well, shot very creatively. These are people that were troubadours, people that were being innovative and breaking new ground in the art form. And that's why you can say that a movie like Citizen Kane, that didn't even win Best Picture, is arguably the greatest film of all time, and a movie that always will get mentioned. I would say if any group curated a list of top 5 movies of all time, I would be very shocked if Citizen Kane is not somewhere in that top 5, unless they're just so up their own ass that they're like pulling out movies that, you know, haven't even reached a worldwide audience, which I've seen on some lists. It's fucking crazy. It's not to say that American movies are the only movies that matter. I don't think they are. I'm just saying that if it's a movie, you know, because the industry's so big here, just the worldwide part of the industry, most of it comes from the States. So it's like, if it's a foreign film, it really does need to kind of break into another level, in my opinion, to be considered as one of the greatest of all time. But that's just one guy talking. Guys, Citizen Kane ended up in all-time great. Caddyshack is going right now. Another Chevy Chase film, but not only Chevy, and another Bill Murray. And they didn't really, or at least they didn't get along on SNL, but I think they were fine. By the time they did this, they had the one scene together that was written last minute because they realized they didn't have a scene written together. The writers were like, oh shit, we don't have Bill and Chevy working together. And as far as I know, everything was fine between those guys. I've even heard that when they got into the fight originally on SNL back in the day, that it was John Belushi was like egging them both on. He was like kind of starting shit on both sides and like encouraging them to have at it. It's just what I heard. So I think that's kind of funny, actually. Rodney Dangerfield here as well, you know, of course. And then Ted Knight. Ted Knight as Judge Smales from Caddyshack, which ends up an all-time great, pushing ahead of What About Bob, Citizen Kane, RoboCop, and Big Trouble in Little China. Ted Knight in Caddyshack as Judge Smales, one of my favorite villains of all time. Like, the way makes me want to go back and watch the old Mary Tyler Moore shows. He's like, own Bushwood, like just the way he talks, you know. Oh, the burger, oh, the hot dog, I'll have French fries. You'll have nothing like it. Spaulding. And maybe one of the greatest. Oh, this is the last one, guys. Back to the Future is the last one. I'm going to pause it really quick. One of the greatest lines in Caddyshack, when Judge Smales is talking to Danny after he's just caught Danny with his niece naked in bed, I believe. He goes, Danny. He goes, I've put men younger than you to death, Danny. Didn't want to. Felt I owed it to them. Just like one of the, or I've sentenced men younger than you to death, Danny. Didn't want to. Felt I owed it to them. Just one of the funniest lines I've ever heard in my life. Like, that shit cracks me up. But let's get going with the last movie of the night, guys. Where is Back to the Future going to end up? This is like, for me, tippy-toppy all-timer. I'm always going to think of my dad when I think about this movie. So there's extra nostalgia and all that stuff there. My parents are both still with us and still rocking and all that good stuff, but I've got that, you know, I've got that attachment from my childhood still hanging on. So I'm going to go ahead and resume it. You guys have a little about 45 seconds there to vote for Back to the Future. That voting is live, and then we'll close this thing out. As if I haven't lost enough people already, but I know it's fucking midnight out on the East Coast. Holy cow. How do we go from Caddyshack to Back to the Future so fast? Switching back and forth from here to the tier page. F's with time. Yeah, I totally get it, Aaron. I know maybe it's not super conducive to, you know, if you're on your phone and everything like that. But hey, dude, I really do appreciate you just jumping in like when you can, and, you know, and voting on what you can vote on. Haven't seen Citizen Kane in a very long time. I remember thinking it's really good, but sorry, maybe a little overrated. Yeah, I think sometimes it can get tiring when movies are always mentioned as the greatest movie of all time, you know? It can definitely get to be a little bit much. And that's why I bought it and let it sit there. I was like, there's no way this is going to live up to expectations. I was like, I'm going to be disappointed, and I don't want to be disappointed. Thank you, Linda, 1941. but I really like it a lot. And, you know, it was the first time a director ever shared a directing credit with a cinematographer. Greg Toland was the director of photography, and so many innovative shots that he came up with and he brought to Orson. And Orson felt like it was the right thing to do, to give him a co-directing credit, because he just, you know, evidently he knew that the movie wouldn't have been what it was without Greg. I mean, they're literally like making dolly tracks and sawing furniture in half and having the camera float through the room and having stagehands off camera put the furniture back together, so when the camera moves back, it looks like the camera floated through the room, but there's really a dolly track there. Amazed. Like, I know that's simple stuff, but it was like, boom, like no one had thought about, like no one had applied that if they had thought about doing it. So I think Citizen Kane gets it for being technologically just so advanced. Like, it took so long for other movies to catch up with Citizen Kane on a technical aspect. I also really love that Orson wrote and directed it and starred in it at 26 years old. It's pretty damn impressive. First movie ever made for him. Also impressive. Only did theater before that. And then he brought in his theater people to work. A lot of those actors in Citizen Kane, it's their first movie. Joseph Cotten, that was his first movie. So those were people that Orson worked with in the theater and brought them over. So, I mean, I think that I love the story behind the making of the movie. And I also think the movie is absolutely fantastic. And Orson is just, I mean, maybe I like him because he's a tourist just like me. But I just think Orson was incredibly charming, incredibly talented. Probably should have had more love and opportunity in his life than he did. But he got to be a part of plenty of great film projects, and, you know, quite possibly the greatest film of all time. So let's take a look at how you guys have ranked all these. I'm going to have a sip of water. All right, let's break it all down. Break it down now. All right, Jaws is the #1 rated film out of my top 20, with 10 votes in all-time great, 1 in really damn good, and 1 in didn't resonate. Fair enough. Halloween coming in second with 8 votes for all-time great, 1 for really damn good, 2 for pretty all right, 1 for didn't resonate. John Carpenter's The Thing, 8 votes for all-time great, 1 for really damn good, 2 for didn't resonate, ooh, and 1 for hate it. Oh man, that is spicy. Oh, who is it? Who is it in the chat that hates The Thing? I would just love to hear why. You guys know me. I always want to know the why. All right, Alien is in the #4 spot, 7 votes in all-time great, 4 in really damn good, and that's that. Excuse me, I'm just burping all over the place. Pulp Fiction by Quentin Tarantino in 5th place there. All-time great, 7 votes, really damn good, 3 votes, pretty all right, 1 vote. And that's our top 5, guys. That's our top 5. So moving on to everybody else here, we got Airplane with 7 votes in all-time great. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, 7 votes. And I guess where they're placing these is Airplane is ahead of Indiana Jones because it had 3 in really damn good, whereas Indiana Jones did not, had 3 in pretty all right. Then we got Empire Strikes Back with 6 votes in the all-time great. We've got Back to the Future right there, 5 votes in all-time great. 1 person hated Back to the Future. Wow, did anybody hate any of these other ones? Okay, no. So it looks like, so it's The Thing and Back to the Future. Evil Dead, 5 votes for all-time great, 2 votes for really damn good, 1 for didn't resonate. Then we got Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with our guy Frederick March. 4 votes in all-time great, 1 in really damn good, 1 in pretty all right. Day of the Dead from George A. Romero, the darkest day in horror. We got 4 votes for all-time great, 3 for pretty or really damn good, so it almost landed there. 1 in pretty all right, 2 in didn't resonate. Caddyshack with 3 all-time votes, all-time great votes, 2 pretty all right votes lands right there. Big Trouble in Little China with 3 votes for all-time great, 2 votes for pretty all right. RoboCop, 3 votes for all-time great, 3 for pretty damn good, 2 for pretty all right, and 2 for didn't resonate. Citizen Kane hanging out with 2 for all-time great, 2 for really damn good, 1 for didn't resonate. And what about Bob closing out the all-time great category, which, guys, you put most of these movies, 85% of them, you put in all-time greats, which I love. And What About Bob is the last one of the bunch with 2 all-time great votes, 1 really damn good vote, 2 pretty all right votes, and 1 didn't resonate. All right. And then Dawn of the Dead in the really damn good category with 3 votes for really damn good, 2 for all-time great, but also 2 for didn't resonate. So there we go. And these are representing 10% here. Network in really damn good, 3 votes for really damn good, 1 for all-time great, and 1 for hate it. Oh, man. And then we got Fletch coming in, the only one representing for pretty all right at 5%. We've got 5 votes for pretty all right, 4 for all-time great. It was so close. Really damn good with 3 votes and 1 for hate it. But Eli told us that was his accidental vote. This probably would have been an all-time great because all-time great, he would have had 5 votes. The movie would have had 5 votes. So there you go. So we know that it would be at least up 1 notch, probably 2. Thanks a lot, Eli. I'm just joking, Eli. We love you. Jamie, holy cow, I never knew that was the correct saying. Oh my gosh, what is it? It's leaf. Make like a tree and leaf. Yeah. It's leave, you idiot. Like he says in Back to the Future 2. Make like a tree and leave. You sound like a jackass or whatever he says. Can we please talk about how amazing Miriam Hopkins is in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Well, I mean, I love all the performances. Absolutely. Yeah. And Miriam's great. It's, she plays the character. She plays Mr. Hyde's girlfriend, right? Like what's the nice way to say it? Lady of the night. Yeah. And that's something that like they added that in the film version. It's funny. Robert Louis Stevenson was still alive when they started making movies. I think he was still alive when this version came out. And it was the first version where they gave Hyde a girlfriend. And he wrote about it, Robert Louis Stevenson, and he was like, how did I miss that? He's basically like, I definitely should have had that in my story. He's like, that is such a great addition. I don't know why I didn't have Hyde like partnered up with somebody to even further show just how twisted the character is, you know? Great performance though, and risque, man. For 1931, like she's showing her leg and she is pretty sexy. So yeah, but Mr. Hyde is a total mess. I mean, he's like an ape man. But man, Frederick March just eats everything up in that movie. The performances are unreal. Yeah, Miriam Hopkins as well. Yeah, lovely performance. I smell cheap cologne. What? I smell cheap cologne and chicken, fried chicken. Jazz, I resent that. 1 minute later, Jazz. What is that from? Sweet cheap cologne and fried chicken. What is that? What is that from, Jigsaw? I need to know. Tell my baby girl because I need to know. All right, guys, there we are. There's everything. I'll give you that picture there so you can take a look at it. I'm going to hop on back over here. Holy cow, we are 2 hours into the stream. I'm a little worn out, guys. I gotta be honest. I'm going to do that. There we go. Get my logo back up there. What the heck is going on? Guys, I'm wearing my Black Phillip shirt. You can't really tell, but I am, just so you know. But yeah, this has been fun, guys. Thank you so much for dropping in and hanging out. Episode 102 of Late Night with the Davey. I appreciate you guys participating in that poll earlier, being patient as we covered that news. You know, if you're watching after the fact and you're at this point, thank you so much for watching the replay of the whole stream. That's incredible. Jump into the comments. Give me any of your thoughts on the top 20, any of your thoughts on the news that we covered, all that good stuff. Guys, I just want to let you know, so I will be back Saturday. Friday night, I won't have a stream. I know I usually stream on Friday nights lately, but I'm going to go see Fight Club and the original Evil Dead at the theater. So I won't be able to do Friday, but I'm going to do, or Friday night, but I'm going to do Saturday during the day for our UK crowd. We're going to do a Saturday late night for you guys because we reached that super chat goal. And I might be going live at about 8 p.m. UK on Friday. So about 3 p.m. Eastern on Friday. I may be going live with a very special interview, but I don't want to say yet because It sounds like everything's going to work out, but I want to wait. And then, of course, make sure you hit the notification on the Halfway to Halloween Marathon. We're going to watch Halloween 1, 2, 4, 5, and Curse on May 1st, starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be about a 10-hour marathon live stream that's going to be a fundraiser for the St. Mary's Food Bank here in the Phoenix area. So set those notifications. I'll see you later on this week. Channel members, hey, I know we were supposed to do Horror Movie Club this week, but check this out. I took a look at the calendar. I've got it all timed out to do Evil Dead leading up to the new film, leading up to Burn, to where the Monday after Burn comes out, we can talk about Burn and talk about Rise together. So here's what we're going to do. It ended up, I had to shift the schedule a little bit. Next Monday, we're doing Horror Movie Club. I'm going to set it all up. We're going to talk about Caveat and Oddity. We're going to cover the 2 Damian McCarthy films leading up to Hokum coming out. If you didn't see my short review, non-spoiler review of Hokum, I got to see it early for an AMC Scream Unseen event, and I thought it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So I gave it 4 stars. If you want to hear anything else I have to say, I keep it very non-spoilery. I talk about the technical aspects of the film that I really liked and a little bit of praising the storytelling. So anyways, that's what we're going to do for you channel members. Thank you guys so much for kicking it with me. You all are amazing. I love you all. And y'all are beautiful too. Look at you beautiful people out there. I need to look that way, even though I'm not looking at your names on the screen, but I'll pretend like I am, because the version on the screen looks like he's looking at you guys. There we go. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much to the Patreon members, the YouTube channel members, our fantastic group of Death Squad mods. You guys are absolutely incredible. I've got to get to some editing tonight, guys, after I grab a little dinner, but maybe y'all want to watch a movie over on Discord. So if you're not over there, there's a link in the description. You can join up for free. We hang out, we watch movies, we get rowdy. It's a lot of fun. And that's going to wrap it up here for this one, guys. Thank you again so very much for tuning in. Just another quick reminder, hit that like button if you haven't already, all that good stuff. Maybe if you're watching live, think about coming right back in to hype that video. And guys, speaking of hyping the video, Sony made YouTube take down my first Evil Dead teaser reaction. If you would do me a solid and go to that second one that I put up that's got the green border on it, click on that one, give it a little love on the hype and the like and all that stuff. That would mean the world, because they didn't block that one. And yeah, we got to get that word out there. We got to grow this channel. All right, you guys are awesome. I'm letting you off the hook now. Oh my gosh, we call this the Midwest goodbye, don't they? All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. But you know how we do this, right? Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray.